You're watching Griffon Sports Insider, presented by Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Now, here are your hosts, Brett Easley and Ryan Menley.
I'm really not that sad. I'm not. Honest to God.
The end of an era at Missouri Western as time ticks away on a legendary career. Hello and welcome. Longtime men's basketball coach Tom Smith announcing he will retire at season's end.
Well, hard to believe. Thought he'd coach here forever. Smith has spent 25 of his 38-year coaching career in St. Joe. He's amassed more than 600 wins. The announcement coming at a press conference on December 5th. As for the timing, he says he knew this season would be his last, but he decided to announce it now.
I just felt like that this was the right time to do this. I've always said that, 38 years as a head coach and 46 years on the college level, and I'm going to retire on my own terms. And I don't think there's many people that get to say that. I felt pretty strongly that regardless of the outcome of this year, I probably would retire at the end of the year. And if I felt that way, and I felt strongly that way, which I do, I felt better about doing this and enjoying the last year. Because regardless of what anyone says, and regardless of whether it's the great years or the bad years, okay, they're all hard. They're all tough. Basketball's really been good to me. I'm not a poor kid from Gary, Indiana, but my dad was a fireman, and I didn't have all the things that all my friends had and everything else. But basketball has been good to me. It's put me in almost every state in the United States. It's put me in Europe 3 times. And so many kids that have gone through and come back and said, you changed my life. You did some things that made me understand and realize what I wanted to do. And I feel like I can still relate to my kids. I know my players feel like, you may be 68, but you don't look or act 68. And I think that's probably what I want the most. I want to be remembered as someone that everybody liked, that everybody had respect for and still liked. When you say, sometimes with someone like Coach Knight, I respected him. I don't know if I really liked him. I want that respect, and I want that friendship. I think when you can be someplace for 25 years as a coach and feel like you don't have very many enemies, I think that's a pretty good feeling. I had a friend of mine, Dale Martin, who coached at Rolla and played for me actually at Central Missouri and helped me coach at Central Missouri. But Dale and I would call each other every year and say we made it to March. And I look back now and I made it through 46 marches.
Retirement now means a farewell tour of sorts throughout the MIAA.
Yeah, conference play began last week on the same day Smith announced his retirement, and the roller coaster of emotions finished with 2 heartbreaking losses for the Griffon men. Let's take a look back. Smith's farewell tour now officially begins with the Griffons hosting Truman State. This one back and forth early on. The Bulldogs draining 8 first-half threes, but the Griffons taking flight. James Harris, alley-oop to Al Freeman Flowers. That's big time. Griffons go to halftime down 36-34. Early second half, they take control. Cedric Clinkscales, 14 points, 10 rebounds for the big man. Western had a 7-point lead with 12 minutes to play, but then Smith gets hit with a quiet technical.
I'd ridden him pretty hard, and he was looking for it.
Bulldogs regained command shortly after, going on a 16-5 run and take a 4-point lead. Griff's fighting back, though, under 5 minutes to play. Reed Mells, runner in the lane, got it. Truman's lead cut to 1. Minute later, Darius Fulton with the steal, goes coast to coast, up and under. Griff's within 1 again, but couldn't get over that hump. 30 seconds to play. Truman's Cole Myers three-pointer bounces up and in. Are you kidding me? Truman back up by 4, and that's the dagger. The Griffons fall in the conference opener, 71-69 the final. An emotional start to the day, finished with a dagger to the heart.
We were not the tougher team tonight. The tougher team won this game.
It was tough. It was an emotional day, and we lost.
Saturday, back to the drawing board. Men hosting Fort Hays. Griff's trying to play catch-up all night. Down 9 with 5 minutes to play, but they get to within 3 late. Final minute, Hays with the ball. Griffon D coming up big. Adarius Fulton forces Western's 4th steal in 4 minutes. The ball is loose. Jump ball called. Griffs get it back and take advantage. 30 seconds to play. Reed Mells for 3. Got it. We are tied at 70 and headed for overtime, but Western with key turnovers down the stretch. Cedric Clinkscales throws the ball right into the hands of the Tigers' Craig Nelson, who goes coast to coast to put Hays up 5. Griff's trying to answer on the other end, though, while Freeman Flowers. 3-point play the hard way. He had 19 off the bench. Western within 2, but in the final 30 seconds, Nicholson nails the 3-point dagger. Griffs drop another heartbreaker, 80-74, the final in overtime. They fall to 4-4 on the season, 0-2 in MIAA play.
You know, we came up in the game with some possessions that we had nothing, you know, turnovers and missed shots and things like that.
Hays is a good team. We just didn't make enough plays down the stretch. Loose balls we didn't get to. Coach said he missed about 10 layups in the locker room. It's 20 points. You know, I mean, turnovers at the end of the game, who knows what could happen. But we left too many points on the floor.
Joining us now, the man, the myth, the legend, Tom Smith. How was your week last week?
Not particularly good. Not particularly good. Retirement can't come too soon, I don't think, if we don't get them turned around and go in the right direction. But I think we talked a little bit earlier about you know, how it would feel, and you know, some of the things I kind of I thought about. You know, that some of the pressure would be off, and you could really kind of enjoy coaching, and because you know, I don't care what anyone says, over 1,100 games, you don't enjoy it until it's over. You know, when it's over, it's great. But no, I didn't enjoy it. It was right there. That same sick feeling is there. I don't think it'll go away for the next 21 games.
When did you know? When did it hit you? When were you sure that?
Well,
okay,
I think
this year's going to be.
Yeah, well, I think over the summer a little bit was, you know, the feeling that. I thought it would be time to.
You could have done it at the beginning of the year and kind of thought maybe you'd do it at the end if you weren't going to do it at the beginning, but, you know, 6 games in.
Well, I really would have done it earlier except for the football. You know, I think we were on a roll, and I didn't feel like that was the time to you know, step in the forefront and say, you know, oh, by the way, I'm going to retire, and both from football and from my standpoint. I just didn't feel like that was right, so it got delayed up until that time. But I felt like it needed to be done before Christmas. You know, football was over with, and again, I think a lot of my feeling was that you know, I could relax and maybe enjoy this year, and you know, now it hasn't turned out that way. But secondly, you know, there are a couple places that I think I will you know, enjoy going in for the last time. Central Missouri being one, Washburn. Northwest, obviously, you know, Southern maybe, Pittsburgh, you know, a couple of places that I've been where the people really know, you know, the history of me and Missouri Western and everything, and I'd like to go in and, you know, and maybe, you know, not necessarily be acknowledged, but be able to acknowledge them back for all what I would term respect that those places have given me, and yes, even Northwest, I think has given me a great deal of respect over the years, and I think I'd like to kind of, you know, go through that again. So that was part of it too. Absolutely.
Well, conference play began last week, and a couple of home games and a couple of tough ones. Had a chance to win them both at the end, and at the end of the day, and I think we've talked about this on the show last week. Just couldn't get enough shots to go in. Had the looks, just couldn't get them to go down. That,
you know, that and not being able to make the plays. I think, you know, and just in looking back at it quickly, you know, which I think you guys know, I don't normally watch a lot of tape or anything, but
You're watching film all week.
Mm-hmm. I've been. I mean, you know, I'm more so than ever before. I think maybe that's the last go around too, you know. But sure. But I just, you know, the thing that probably bothers me the most is you know, we just can't make those big plays when we need to, and we made a lot of crucial turnovers, made a lot of crucial mistakes. You know, we did a great job getting back in the Hays game and you know, taking it to the end. You know, I don't think that throughout the year you know, we're going to be the type of team that's going to overpower anybody. I don't think that that's going to happen. So there's going to be a lot of close games again, and we just have to get over the hump.
Well, Coach Smith, it's the end of the segment, which means Easley's tantalizing trio. I know we
the first tantalizing trio after he announced his retirement.
Don't ask me to sing either.
Well, yeah, no Christmas hits, no Bing Crosby, and Andy Williams got rest his soul. Actually, these are going to be good tantalizing trios from here on out. These
Andy Williams died?
He did.
Where
have you been?
Like a couple
you just
months
got your
ago.
head out of the sand, Moon River. From here on out, going to be a lot of Tom Smith Remembers questions here. Some of them will be serious, some of them will be funny. We'll see here. Question number one: how long did you think you'd be in St. Joe when you came here in 1988?
Ooh, probably not very long. Longer than
not 25 years. I'm
no,
guessing.
not 25 years. I think, you know, I would have expected, you know, 6 or 7 maybe, and then maybe a shot at getting back into D1. And I had those opportunities and didn't really use them, so I must have liked it.
What attracted you here?
Well, I think the ability to win, I think, was the biggest thing. I had fought for 8 years at Valparaiso, and I think I've said this before. I went at the wrong time. I went at a bad time. The D1s separated from the pseudo D1s, and that's what we were, a pseudo D1. And I think the opportunity when I came to town here and realized that we could get the players that we could get, I knew it was a good place.
And finally, do you remember the first game you coached here and who you beat in the final score?
No.
We won.
I can remember.
That's good.
This is really poor probably because I can remember my first game of my career.
Park University, 88-55 in November 1988.
Okay, there you go. File that one in the memory bank.
There.
I'm sure you'll go study from here on out. Of course.
I'll never forget it.
That's head coach Tom Smith. Work on your tan in Florida. That's Tom Smith.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
No win. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is certainly long enough, and it is certainly perfect. Man. Another field goal by Greg Zuerlein. He is now 5 for 5.
The most helpful physical therapist in the world on field goal kicking.
When the game's on the line, there's no one better than Zuerlein. Train like the pros, my friends.
And welcome back. Not even midway through December, and the Missouri Western women already have more wins this season than all of last season.
Yeah, the Griffs are 8-2. Not a bad start. They went 1-1 last week in the opening of MIAA play. Here's a look back. Missouri Western women opening MIAA play Wednesday against Truman State. Griffs suffered their only loss of the season to the Lady Bulldogs last month. Revenge dish best served ice cold. Tiffany Abrams starting for the injured Lanisha Lawrence. 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Griffs by 2 early. Later, Heather Howard just throws it up. Hey, whatever works. Howard, 13 points, 7 boards. Coach Rob Edmondson, if he's not screaming, then something's wrong. Griffs had control of this one, just all-around solid performance. Jaquita Devers crosses over. She's fast. She had 12 points. Western gets the revenge win, 71-60 the final. They run their record to 8-1 overall, and that surpasses the win total from all of last season.
Our kids are excited. You know, they wanted to avenge that. You know, obviously, more importantly, it's a conference game. It's on your home floor, and you can't win them all if you don't win the first one. Not that we're planning on winning them all, but that's our goal.
And on Saturday, the women with a huge test, welcoming 17th ranked Fort Hays to the Fieldhouse. Griffs doing it without starters Lanisha Lawrence, Jaquita Devers, and Jalissa Lewis. All of them injured. That's a combined 27 points a game they didn't have. Reserves trying to step up. Tiffany Abrams nails the 3. She had 10 points. Later, Heather Howard, 3 from the corner. She had a team-high 15 points, 7 rebounds. Griffs go to the half with a 25-21 lead. But then the offense almost completely disappears. Western just 3 of 20 from the field in the second half. That's a 15% clip. Hayes didn't have the same struggles. Kate Lehman, 2 of her game-high 17 points as the Griffins fall 57-42 the final. Western shot just 25% for the game. They fall to 8-2 on the season.
We tried to, we got some people that don't usually get a lot of minutes. They got more looks today, so we tried to recuperate with that and kind of step up and fill the voids that we had. But as Coach said, we had 5 players on the floor when they had 5 players on the floor, so we just didn't get it done in the second half.
And joining us now, making his on-set GSI debut, Head coach.
It's a really special occasion.
Rob Edmondson.
First time.
It's
Maybe like a
exciting.
medallion or something?
This is the biggest moment of your life.
He's going to present us with rings.
I've been looking forward to it, and I was just wondering when my day would come.
Well,
so
it
I'm
has
excited
come,
to be here.
and now it's every week from here on out. You have no excuse to miss anymore.
None.
None. Okay. Hey, 1-1 last week, 8-2 right now. Talk about last week in MIAA play, and obviously not at full force, not at 100% right now, but your assessment of just how the week went.
Well, you know, I thought it was a good week in terms of, you know, avenging our loss with Truman. It's great to come back and win that first MIAA game on a home floor. You want to protect your home floor the best you can. And our kids were looking forward to that game. We'd lost to them by 2 in a previous game on a neutral floor. So that was a good game in terms of just getting that win back, you know, and giving our kids some confidence winning that first conference game. And then, unfortunately, heading into the Hayes game when you're playing a nationally ranked team, number 17 in the country, undefeated, have beaten people badly. I mean, not just beat people, but people badly. You know, we're down 3 starters. But I thought, in spite of that, I thought our kids really competed, played hard. You know, we got a 4-point lead at half. We hold them to their lowest total of the season, 21 points first half. But you could just kind of see the gas start running out of the tank about the 14-minute mark in the second half. And you know, but even with 5 minutes left to go, you know, you hit a couple threes, it's a 10-point lead, and we could get that back in a chance to play for a win. But just didn't have enough weaponry. But I was really pleased with our kids' effort being in that adverse situation we were, and looking forward to going back to Hayes when that opportunity gets there.
You talk to a lot of coaches, and they don't like big lulls in a season. You've got almost a month off between, you know, last Saturday and January 3rd. I would imagine, though, with all the injuries, you kind of welcome this.
We do. In fact, we just talked about it at our media luncheon just a few minutes ago that, you know, that schedule early, I looked at it and went, oh, that's going to be a big break. And, you know, we're heading into the break, having success. You know, we've won some games, and you kind of like to keep going. But when you got 3 starters out, and they're all injuries that just need time. They're not injuries that are going to prevent kids from playing the rest of the year. Now that month's looking pretty good. It lets those kids heal up. Plus, it also lets kids like Heather Howard and Alicia Bell, who have played heavy minutes, that aren't injured, they're just fatigued, that allows them to get their legs back a little bit and rejuvenate. So I think it's going to be a good thing. Yeah, we'll have some ring rust going into that first game at UCO. We start out with 3 games on the road coming back out of Christmas. But another thing our kids have proven and have confidence in is, you know, we played our first 5 out of 6 games on the road. And our kids know they can win on the road, so that's not something that's going to be a concern to them.
Well, it's not really the mid-season point, game-wise, because you're not to the halfway point yet, but it kind of is in terms of how the season lays out, as Ryan mentioned. Where is this team in relationship to where you thought they might be through 10 games? And in your mind, how good can this team be?
Well, you know, there's 2 ways to answer that. Number one, obviously when you're 8-2 and you're winning 80% of your games, I told the players, just win 80% of games on our schedule, we're going to be in NCAA play at the end of the year. That would be something I think most people would have to admit was not an expectation in the first year. But it's something that you can throw out there to your kids to hopefully be a goal in the end. So we're winning games, but we're not playing well. And I'm hoping that our not playing well is not just what this team does, it's a sign that there's growth still in this team. There's things that we don't do well yet that are fixable. There's things that this team doesn't do well that's caused by newness, is caused by not knowing each other well enough and not being together long enough, not only as players playing with each other, but as with the coaching staff and what we expect. So to answer your question, I think there's a lot of growth potential left in this team. I don't think we're close to reaching our what I call our potential.
Well, Rob, we've reached the end of the segment, and one of the favorite parts of the segment that every coach that's ever sat here has told me, at least, is they really enjoy Easley's tantalizing trio.
They say it to your face.
They do. They typically is.
I have waited many a moment for this.
The fan mail is coming. So what I do is I ask you. I ask you 3 questions, maybe related to basketball, may not, and you just tell me, you know, kind of what's on your mind at that time. A couple of these get to know Rob Edmondson questions here. Favorite thing? You've been in St. Joe 9 months. Favorite thing about St. Joe so far?
The hospitality. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a friendly town. Everywhere I've been, I eat out a lot, as you can tell. I'm a fan of the food thing, and just everywhere you go, people seem to be pretty happy. It seems like a happy town.
Well, ironically enough, my next question for you: the waiter comes to your table, anything's on the menu. What's your favorite meal?
Steak.
Steak.
Every night.
And finally, serious question here. Finish this statement. Our team will be successful at the end of the year if
our team chemistry and our kids stay on the same page. If they keep that common goal, if they keep putting the team before themselves, that the ultimate goal is for this team to be successful, and not to look at individual opportunities, not to look at, well, am I getting a certain amount of minutes, am I getting a certain amount of points. If this team stays on the same page and understands that the strength of our team is our team, and that we don't have to rely on anybody individually, this team has a chance to make an impression.
It's already made an impression.
You bet.
8-2 already.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Appreciate
on the surprising start.
Happy
Surprising
holidays
for everybody.
to you.
Good. I'm glad to surprise people. That was my goal.
Okay, hey, this guy won a national championship last year. He knows what he's doing. That's Rob Edmondson. That's GSI for now, and we'll be right back.
I am your physical therapist. My job is to make you better. Go ahead, give me your worst injury. I can fix it. You can ignore that shoulder. You can go to someone else. Doesn't matter. To really get better, you gotta go through me. I'm Fred Schunkweiler, and this is Spine and Sport.
He once helped an unbalanced bull by teaching him ballet. He cured a man's foot with plantar fasciitis by playing Go Fish.
You have an 8. Go Fish.
He helped balance a man by playing darts with his eyes. He is the most helpful physical therapist in the world.
I don't always go to physical therapy, but when I do, I prefer Spine and Sport.
Stay healthy, my friends.
Griffon athletes met their match last week. You don't mess with kids, apparently. The annual night out on the Grips was held Friday inside the Griffon Indoor Sports Complex. More than 120 youngsters took advantage of MWSU's free babysitting service. Fun stuff. Welcome back. That was a fun time. This was a fun football season, and the awards continue for Michael Hill.
Oh, and rightfully so. The senior running back named this week to the AFCA Division II All-America team. Hill's 2,100 rushing yards were tops in the nation this season. He will also travel to Florence, Alabama Friday for the Harlan Hill Award ceremony. Hill is one of 3 finalists for the trophy, which is awarded the nation's top Division II player. He's up against junior running back Franklin Kite of Bloomsburg and junior quarterback Zach Zuley of Shippensburg. Mike says no matter what happens Friday, he'll never forget his senior season.
I was actually watching the Heisman, and I was just thinking it was weird that I was going to be doing that for the Division II side of it, but the success we had this season has been great, and I think a lot of my awards that have been coming to me is just based off that, and I've had a lot of help from my teammates with that great season we had this year, making history and stuff. So it's going to be awesome to go down there, and hopefully it's a fun week.
Harlan Hill Banquet, Friday, December 14th. And, you know, we're going to switch gears now. Instead of reporting news, we're going to go back to the home shopping.
We're selling
network.
things now.
We are, but it's worth it. This is a good deal.
Operator standing by. You looking for that Christmas gift for that Griffon fan on your list? Well, he or she's going to want this. Get the 2012 Griffon Football MIAA Championship Commemorative Edition package. For $40, you're going to get a replica of this poster. It's actually going to be bigger size. A 24x36 poster that commemorates the year, plus a 3-DVD highlight set of game highlights from every game and most things that you've seen on Griffon Sports Insider this year, either on the show or on the web. Again, $40. You want to order that, go online to gogriffons.com, or you can call us 816-271-5904. You get it ordered by this week, you're going to have it by Christmas. This is a must for any Griffon fan to commemorate this outstanding
3-DVD set, of course, the highlights from all the games, some insider stories as well.
Absolutely.
So,
this would look great hanging on anybody's wall.
And that is very
Sharp
nice.
piece.
So Merry Christmas to you and to me. Get those ordered
Corporate
for
cards?
Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
The most helpful physical therapist in the world on rocker shoes. No.
Hey sports fans, I'm Major Mike Roberts of the Missouri National Guard. For centuries, Missourians just like you have volunteered to be citizen soldiers to protect and defend our country and the great state of Missouri. We are the Guard. As a member of our team, you can benefit from 100% tuition assistance, an enlistment bonus, or student loan repayment. To learn more or to join our dynamic team, please contact your Missouri National Guard recruiter.
All right, we're here with Callie and Brittany from Missouri Western Basketball. We're talking about a basketball injury prevention drill today, specifically for the ACL. We want to make sure that that knee has its best friends, its foot and its hip, to help protect it. So Callie and Brittany are going to demonstrate for us a speed ladder drill. They're going to start off, Callie's going to demonstrate 1 foot, Brittany's going to demonstrate 2 feet, a jumping drill. They're going to work their way down the ladder from front dimension, and as they make their way down, they're going to come back and they're going to do the same thing but backwards. And as you can see, Callie's on her left leg, Brittany's on both legs. We would do this single leg, we would do this double leg. But as a basketball player, you've got to have control of your ankle, knee, foot, front to back. So now we're going to demonstrate the second dimension, which is side to side. So again, Callie's on 1 leg, Brittany's on 2 legs. They're going left lateral. Their body's momentum has to travel left and be able to control that mass and that momentum. Now they're traveling right. The speed ladder gives them a little bit of coordination. They've got to coordinate their foot placement so it works a little bit more on their conditioning. The last dimension is rotation. So now they're going to demonstrate a rotational speed ladder drill going down. Again, this is their ankle talking to their knee, talking to their hip, being able to transfer their momentum forward. And that right there is a 3-dimensional speed ladder drill that really helps train the ankle, the knee, and the hip. A little bit of speed, because we can tweak that. We can speed them up. We can start throwing basketballs at them so that they're distracted a little bit. All kinds of things we want to do to help prevent that ACL injury. That's training like the pros at Spine and Sport.
Spine and Sport Physical Therapy.
Train like the pros, my friends.
Welcome back. Let's bring back role play.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You get a lot of calls about the not having role play.
No, we got more time. Football's over, so let's go. Brett, you are Kansas City Royals GM Dayton Moore.
Oh, baby.
You get.
Boy, I just made a splash, didn't I?
You did. You get #1 starter James Shields from Tampa.
Yes, we did.
But you give up #1 prospect Will Myers, maybe the #1 prospect in all of baseball. You also get pitcher Wade Davis, but unload more prospects in Jake Odorizzi and Mike Montgomery. Tell me you just didn't do that. Or was that a good decision?
That was absolutely a great decision. I got prospects coming out the wazoo in our farm system. #1 rated by Baseball America. It's time for us to win right now. You know why we won the World Series in 1985?
No.
Not because of a bad call, because we had great arms. Now we got good arms. This was a great trade. We need to win right now.
This coming from the guy who said Romeo Crennel was the second coming of Bill Belichick a year ago.
I did say that.
That's okay.
I was wrong. Won't be wrong here, though.
Okay.
Ryan Menley.
Yes.
Big weekend for you. You're Manny Pacquiao.
Wasn't a very good weekend for me.
You got the you-know-what kicked out of you by Juan Marquez. It was the 4th time you guys fought. You gonna fight for a 5th?
Well, I didn't get kicked out of me. I got it knocked out of me. I literally was knocked out for about 5 minutes.
You know what your name is right now?
Yeah, I still don't know what's going on right now if I'm Manny Pacquiao. I do want to fight one more time because if I don't want my career going out like that, being face down on the canvas.
You could use about $10 or $21 million.
But you know
too,
what? I'm also a politician in the Philippines too. I'm going to run for governor of something there. So, all right,
more famous now.
Let's get to the pick.
Let's see who won this week.
All right, Max.
2 in a row. 2 in a row.
I seriously doubt that's going to happen. Let's just save the suspense. It's not Brett. It's me, right? Thank you.
Wow. You know what? You guys have something going on. Are you kidding me? I mean, he stared me down last. You guys just seem to. Oh, yeah. He beats me up.
Max told me.
Unbelievable.
Max told me he's done with you.
Jeez.
So, I went 3-0. You went 2-1. Yeah. I've got the overall lead. So, and this may end soon. So, just you better pick it up.
Already shut us down.
Yep, absolutely. Let's get all NFL picks.
Yes,
this is what the NCAA said we could do. Raiders host the Chiefs this week. Who you got?
How can you pick the Chiefs? You can't pick the Chiefs. 3 days.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
You agree the Chiefs aren't going to win, are they? Okay, thank you. Bears host the Packers.
Knows that. Boy, they played in the snow at Lambeau last. What's wrong with the Bears? Can't pick the Bears. Green Bay wins.
Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears to
come
back.
Who do you like, Max? You don't like anybody. Unbelievable. My son is deathly afraid of you, by the way. I don't know why. I can't figure that out.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because he torments his father all the time.
Unbelievable.
Rams host the Vikings.
Give me the Rams. Greg Zuerlein's going to make a game winner. Rams are 500.
Rams are playing well. Give me the Rams. Rams got a chance to make the playoffs.
Battle of the Dome teams.
I'll take the Rams as well. Ravens host the Broncos. Who you got there?
Ravens need to win that game. Can't bet against Peyton Manning, can you? Give me the Broncos. They go on a road, they win that game.
No, give me the Ravens.
Wow,
I'll take that. Patriots host the 49ers. Who you got?
Well, there's another power game. How about New England's schedule? They've been playing marquee matchups every week. It'll snow in New England. New England will find a way to beat the 49ers.
That's the Patriot way.
That is the Patriot way.
And
there's only one Patriot way.
Apparently there is.
And it only works.
There is only one GSI,
yes,
and that is our show for this week. And as always,
go Griffs, ladies and gentlemen.